So, welcome everyone to my first series, or second, depending on whichever comes first, this or C, of my journey across the land of Teyvat, which again, depending on what comes first, this is going to be a storytime video, like Jan Animations. This is going to be a mix of animation and gameplay, only it's not just a storytime video, but it's a storytime series, as both of these games are massive. So massive that it can't be put into one video. And as I say, I've played a lot. This dragon nearly 100%ed all nations barring Sumeru. So I know future knowledge. So sometimes I might say stuff from the future that might not be in the past, but for storytelling purposes, like in C, we might reference future knowledge. So if you see something from Season 7 in Season 1, that's why. Or here, and in our next video that will revolve around my stance on a certain flying Pop-Tart, and her mysteries, you will hear stuff from the future. And, if you can see, this video is short. Well, yeah, as we are going to go region by region, and this is still technically a region, I guess, although it's only one single screen, so being so short and having really nothing, there won't be any animations in this video, but we will all, have a general idea of what's going on, and we've all got to start somewhere. So welcome to Celestia.
I'm pretty black and white. I am the day and night, and always ready to ignite.
Not that kind of Celestia, you pony degenerate. And besides, everyone knows that Luna is best pony. I believe in nighttime supremacy. She did nothing wrong, changed my mind. But welcome to the home of the gods, Celestia. Well, maybe. We have no idea. You see, Celestia is the home of the gods, and it's in-game. Right there, right up there. But for anybody that has ever walked there via glitches, while it's not a rendered landmass, it's just part of the skybox. Ha! Quite literally. For now, we can see it has grass and buildings, and it looks nothing like this place. It looks more like our loading screen, just pillars and sky. So this place might not be Celestia, and this place might be at the very end of the skies, known as the Chamber of Heaven, or sorry, the Chambers, plural, of Heaven, which would make sense as we start wanting to leave this place. We don't know why, but we need to leave now. And so, we take to the skies, wherein a lady steps through this star-shaped portal, which does lead to the idea that this is the Chambers of Heaven and not Celestia, as if she entered this portal here, then we could also leave here. This is the sustainer of heavenly principles.
Who are you? The sustainer of heavenly principles.
Well, at least that's what she claims. Like the area, we don't know who this is. In the game files, she's codenamed Asmoday, short for the demon Asmodeus, which would tie her to the other 7 we will meet, as each of the 7 has a demon name, like Nihida being named Bua.
I'll leave this to you, the first sage of Bua.
But both this or the real sustainer could be someone else entirely, as people have pointed out that she looks like this girl from Honkai Impact, bearing the same eyes and intro cinematic, implying that the portal behind her leads to Honkai. However, the title of the Honkai girl is Of the Void, and there is a void in Teyvat that is considered bad. So if this were true, then this sustainer is fake or has usurped the original, and now the evil void controls heaven, while the real good sustainer of light is out there somewhere. However, time for a game that we will play across the series, Coin Investment, as I know everyone has their own ideas, so here is what we're going to do. Take your own made-up coin, in my case a piece of cursed gold from a greedy demon that we may see later on in the series, and we are going to invest it in our theories. If you're right, you get 10 coins back. If you're wrong, you lose it. And if you are all still here by the time this all comes to an end in years to come, let's see how many we called and how much stock we made and how much we all lost. So, first coin investment on Sustainer. For my first coin investment, we are going for a triple, the times 3. 3 coins are now in play, and I'm investing into the following. This is not the Honkai girl, just a model they reused, and Sustainer is her own person. This is the real Sustainer of Heavenly Principles, being my evidence every time we see a major calamity. We see cubes, and she's using cube power. And later on, gods like Nahida mention Sustainer by name, knowing of her, and saying Sustainer summoned them to Canria, and breaking the chess piece would summon this god above gods that would be pissed at your ass for breaking it. I feel if this was a good person, they would not do this, but our Sustainer, for this investment meeting I will be calling by their file name of Asmoday for the rest of this portion. So Asmoday, while having the evil red colour and seeming to do evil things that a good Sustainer wouldn't do, which is why I'm also convinced that this is the real Sustainer and a good one hasn't been overthrown, is because I believe that despite the evil look and the seemingly evil deeds, she is operating off of it's all for the greater good. And operating on a Queen Estelle mentality, this being a fan-created pony that was the queen, as the other two are princesses, and for a princess, for you to own that title, that means that there is a queen still in play. And in this fan-created project, for whatever reason, she was sealed away, but when freed, she puts a simple philosophy to the audience. Celestia, I can bring temporary peace through friendship. Friendships can unite and make people feel good about themselves and strive to push humanity forwards, but friendships can be broken, and thus peace can be broken, and friendships must be reforged and strengthened for even greater, but still temporary peace. Estelle, I can bring everlasting, eternal peace through fear. She is the alicorn above alicorns, the creator of the alicorn amulet that even in the hands of a simple unicorn gives them godlike powers. For her, every race, every species, every creed, sexuality, etc. Here is how this goes. You can all rule your own sections of land and do whatever the hell you like. Changelings, if you want to rule the ever-free forest and feed on the wildlife and keep your people as slaves, go for it. I don't care. Rule how you want to rule, but you will all keep your rule within your landmass and be happy with what you've got. No war, no trying to take others' lands, nothing. And if you break that rule, I will obliterate your nation off the face of the map. You will all be turned to dust and all the records of you erased. Are you gonna fuck with that? And for me at least, this seems to be Asmoday's philosophy. The Seven and the other places like Canria can rule their respective nation, with each of the gods being the ruler, ruling however they see fit, with some like Venti being a free ruler and others like Raiden Shogun or A being a more harsh ruler. But they rule and they stay where they need to stay. Because trying to start shit and break the peace, you're gonna get that source. And well, Canria broke that and tried to break the peace, and thus Asmoday give them the source. But then after Canria, peace just kinda returned, and the Seven don't try to invade or fuck with each other, aside from Snezhnaya, but we'll get to that later, proving her philosophy of peace through fear correct. So, my 3 investment coins. This is not the Honkai girl, just a model made into her own person. Sustainer or Asmoday is her own person. This is the real Sustainer, with my evidence being cubes in bad places, and now using cubes because we are bad. She does this for the greater good, punishing and harsh, but necessary to maintain the balance and stability of the world. And while I don't want this video to drag on too long or go too in depth into the story, as that comes later, I will address one extra point and throw one extra coin into the ring, because I know a lot of people will say, well, this whole Estelle mentality, it makes sense, but Sustainer's letting Snezhnaya do bad things. Why would she do that if she's following the Estelle mentality of break the peace, you're gonna get fucked? And I believe it is quite literally to style on her. Like, Sustainer made the Gnosis, as far as we know, and she was the one that gave the current 7 their power. We'll learn about this later, but all I'll say is, we are having a situation where the Ice God, which we only know as a Tsaritsa, we don't know what she looks like, so I'll just say Elsa. Elsa wants to be the big badass that collects the 7 treasures and goes to Sustainer and says, I am taking your place. And I do believe that at the end of this, and that's what the coin is, I believe this is for style points, and Sustainer is going to look at her, fully powered up with the 7 Gnosis, and just be like, bitch, I give you this power, and I can take it away. I made those things, and I can destroy them, and just snap her fingers, and boom, they're gone, and the Tsaritsa gets one shot, completely fucking obliterated, just to really put into perspective the sense of scale and power that we're dealing with. Because we've already had Archons that are like Raiden Shogun or A, where it's like she can obliterate things like one shot Senora. Yep, that's pussy shit. That's baby talk. You know, this is what is essentially a god striking down a mortal. And then you get to Sustainer. Even with the power of all 7 Gnosis, I feel like Sustainer is gonna have that Raiden Shogun moment where the Tsaritsa is gonna be like, I have all 7 treasures, and she's like, you're still just a mere god in my eyes, and boom, Tsaritsa's done. So the only reason that she is letting Tsaritsa do this is to make an example of her. She is gonna blast Elsa back to the Ice Age, and then she's gonna look at the other 7 and be like, right, now that you've seen that this is pointless, and I made an example of the Tsaritsa, are you gonna start fucking with me again? And everybody's gonna say no. So, final coin, she's doing this literally for style points. And we are unbalanced. Whatever has gone on, she be mad. And so she starts yeeting cubes at us like a Minecraft creative mode admin would. And our only choice is to go in for the attack. Wait! Excuse me? Well, you're playing 2 characters. You can't play 2 characters at once. Come on, what do you want to be? The boy or the girl? Oh, come on, Sustainer, that's not even a question. Give me the dress. And with that, she completely seals our brother and logs him into Minecraft, before logging us into Minecraft. And with that, we give the first of many mommies a kiss goodbye. She fully logs us into Minecraft, and the screen fades to black, where we get the first message that signifies the end of Celestia and the start of our exciting journey through the land of Teyvat.
And just like that, the god took away my brother. Some kind of seal was cast upon me, and I lost my power. So whilst we used to cross world after world, we are now trapped here.
You're finally awake.